Yeah, I'm facing 3 felonies if you want to know the exact truth. And yeah, still pending, This guy's a coward fuck, so what could I expect from a coward fuck like him?
This is referred to as projection. Projection is a psychological defense mechanism in which one projects undesirable thoughts or feelings onto someone else rather than admitting to or dealing with the unwanted feelings. Essentially, we see in others what we secretly see in ourselves. This is seen in Masvidal as he calls Colby a coward after sucker punching him and running away. The following clips are Jorge before the fight talking about Colby. Pay close attention to how he's unintentionally talking about himself.
That's not going to bother him in the least. He's a career criminal, like I said. And he's going to be there by himself. And she said, you think that's going to affect him? And I said, no, it's not, because he's a career criminal. He's been doing this since his teens,
Jorge calls Colby a career criminal multiple times, which is interesting as Jorge was charged with illegally carrying a concealed firearm, grand theft auto, trespassing, and disorderly intoxication years before his current assault charges. Many would call that a career criminal.
Last time out against Kamaru Usman, he feels that he still even won that fight,
That's how delusion is. You talking about that second one?
The second one.
Man, he got his ass so beat in that fight. That's why when he signed the paperwork to take this fight, I couldn't believe it, because I don't think he cleared up all the cobwebs. He got his ass beat, but that's the type of person he is. He doesn't see that he got dropped like twice in the fight. He doesn't see that he was bloodied up. He doesn't see that, man, Usman left the fight looking the same way as he walked in. And Colby ass looked like a train hit him, And he was so butthurt that he had to run over and shake your hand and, hey, I love you, man. I was just selling pay-per-views.
Masvidal claims Colby got his ass beat by Usman after a close decision loss. But Masvidal, interestingly, had just been knocked unconscious by Usman. Thanks to a combination of highlight reel KOs, timing, and amazing marketing, Masvidal rose to levels of superstardom seen previously only by athletes such as Conor McGregor and Ronda Rousey. He broke into the mainstream and rebranded himself from a street thug who made it pro to a savage highlight reel KO artist, cleaning up his look and embracing the Tony Montana vibe. This superstardom led to millions of followers on social media, with Masvidal even being on the cover of the UFC video game and having a UFC belt created for him. However, all of these things inflated Masvidal's ego and he believed his own hype. Watch how cocky he became during this time.
If you win on November 2nd, life is going to change. No. When you win, my apologies. When you win on November 2nd, life is going to change.
Don't mess up again.
But who's the A side on November 2nd? You or Nate?
You're looking at the A side. You're looking at the A, the alpha, the everything, man. The alpha and the omega's right here in front of you, baby. Why would you ask such questions, man?
Man, you've been doing this for so long, and now you're right. You're one of the biggest stars in the sport as of this year, no question. What happened?
That's an understatement.
Bigger egos need more protection, and the more someone's ego is threatened, the more they will unconsciously use their ego defenses to stay psychologically congruent with their view of themselves. So let's see how Masvidal reacts to his 50-44 loss to Colby.
To lose to a scumbag like that, a charlatan, especially a fucking cheating piece of shit like that, is just, I was like,
Now let's break down the words Jorge used to describe Colby. A scumbag is a despicable person and is often used to describe people who are criminally inclined. Jorge has now added aggravated battery and criminal mischief to his resume after jumping Colby from behind outside of a steakhouse. The word charlatan is used to describe a person who pretends to have more knowledge or skill than they actually have. In other words, a fraud. By the beginning of 2019, Masvidal had been fighting professionally for over 15 years and had amassed a decent record of 32-13. Before his KO of Darren Till, his flying knee KO of Ben Askren, and then his win over Nate Diaz. Jorge managed to rebrand himself as a KO artist and elite talent, reaching mainstream popularity as many bought into his hype. But let's take a closer look at who he beat during that time. Since losing to Masvidal, Till has gone 1-2, Ben Askren has had nothing but devastating losses in multiple sports, and Nate Diaz was dominated in his only fight afterwards. It's possible to infer that Masvidal's superstardom was more due to a series of defeating overrated fighters than it was to him being the elite talent he thought he was. Suffering back-to-back-to-back devastating losses could have made Masvidal realize he wasn't as good as he thought. And finally, Jorge describes Colby as a lying POS. This is a slang expression used to describe an immoral and dishonest person. So let's go deep on Masvidal's personal life to see if he may or may not be dishonest.
That was today. And what's the backstory with this photo, Schmo, is, that's Miss Masvidal. That is, she's legally married to Jorge Masvidal still. She has 2 of Jorge Masvidal's kids. And what's funny, Schmo, if you look into it, you go Google the internet, you find out that Google isn't real. You can't believe anything that's on Google. There's no facts. There's no truth there. We know that Google is complete fake news because if you look at the internet and what Google says, it says Jorge Masvidal's wife is Iman Kawa and the mother of his children is Iman Kawa. The mother of his children and his wife that is still on his marriage certificate today, they're not divorced yet, is Maritza Collado, Maritza Masvidal. So, you know.
Turns out Colby's right and Jorge really is married to Maritza, but around 2017 it seems he starts dating a new girl, Iman Kawa, while scrubbing his real wife from the internet. Then him and Iman Kawa break up due to unfaithfulness from Jorge, or, as reported by another website, the relentless infidelity of Jorge Masvidal. So it seems as if Masvidal may have been cheating on his wife with his girlfriend, then cheating on his girlfriend with other girls. So in conclusion, Masvidal has always projected, but the more his ego grew, the more his subsequent losses needed more and more projection in order for him to maintain his inflated view of himself. The more projection and other ego defenses he employs, the less responsibility he takes for his losses. And while still an incredible fighter, people are realizing he's not quite what he claimed to be. Hey guys, if you enjoy the video, please consider subscribing, as it says that 92% of you watching this are not subscribed.
Make sure you subscribe to JD Young's channel or I'll fucking destroy you.